So I was just scrolling through Reddit and I came across a post that is one of the most terrible things I have ever read in a person to do to their best friend and their family. So keep in mind, this is not safe for work. So this post says, "What's the worst thing you have ever done? Throw away here because I'm a terrible person. My best friend and his father were in a car accident 5 years ago. We were both 16. His dad was declared dead at the scene and he ended up in a coma for 12 weeks. I spent a lot of time at the hospital and his house as a result, his mom. A couple weeks after the accident, she just broke down completely as she was driving me home from the hospital. She told me she couldn't be alone that night and begged me to stay with her for a couple hours. We went back to the house where she poured me a glass of wine. I lost my virginity to her. While my friend's life hanging in the balance, his dad buried, I was fucking his mom. I had always had a thing for her. I mean, she was my friend's hot mom. So I obliged every time she instigated, which was a lot. This stopped immediately after he was released from the hospital and we avoided each other." Guys, there are so many things wrong with this picture, and it's not just because he slept with his best friend's mom, whose dad just died and her husband just died. It's because he is a minor, age of 16, and she slept with him, which is considered rape in the United States, and I don't know any other charges that goes along with sleeping with a minor. On top of that, she gave him wine at the age of 16, which is underage drinking. And this whole situation reminds me of a very popular song back in the early 2000s or the 90s where it's young guys who only care about their best friend's good-looking mom, aka Stacy's mom has got it going on, and that's what happened here, but in the form of tragedy. Let's go to the next story. Next one is from Terrible Guy TA, so he already knows he's terrible. "The worst thing I ever done was pretty recent and I'm trying like hell to figure out a way to fix it without destroying my life." I think you're already done for, man. "Long story short, I cheated on my wife. How I did this makes it so much more terrible. To put it all in perspective, my wife is very close to her brother. They are fraternal twins and have been inseparable their whole lives. Because of this, I've gotten to know my brother-in-law and his wife quite well. One night, my brother-in-law was out of town on business, so we had his wife over for dinner. My wife got called into work. She is a nurse in the ER, so me and my sister-in-law were sitting at the house along talking and drinking wine by my pool. His wife is a nurse saving people who are in critical care and dying." Okay, wow, this is pretty bad. "After a few glasses, some horse playing leading to her falling in. While her clothes were in the dryer, we sat and talked with her in nothing but a towel. I don't know how it got started since we had gotten pretty drunk, but the towel ended up coming off and the next thing I know, we were having sex." Yikes, alcohol can make you do that type of stuff. But he says, "I wish I could pretend it never happened and get on with our lives, but unfortunately she got pregnant. Her and her husband been trying for a while, but apparently his equipment hasn't been up to the task. He had been gone for a week by the time me and her slept together, so we're fairly sure it's mine. He was with her when she got morning sickness and made her take a pregnancy test. He is out of his mind excited and has already told everybody. We somehow kept our cool. So far nobody suspects anything, but sooner or later it will come out. Especially since my wife and her brother are Asian and both me and my sister-in-law are white. She is now 4 months pregnant, and to compound things more, my wife is currently 3 months pregnant. Oh God. I don't know what to do. I can't sleep and every day is a torture while I wait for my life to implode around me. Too long to read, I got both my Asian wife and white sister-in-law pregnant within a month of each other." And he has some update to the story. Edit. "I work for her father's business, so in a few months I'll be unemployed, father of 2. Edit 3, an abortion was considered. However, where located, abortions are not legal and she has no plausible excuse to travel anywhere to get one. Well, yeah, they've been trying for a long time to get a kid, so her saying she needs to get one. Oh man. And he has a fourth update. A lot of people are calling me a piece of shit saying I deserve what I'm getting. Hasn't anybody woken up in the morning after drinking and found out what you did and completely regret it? This feels like 100x. Bro, I have done drinking before and I have regretted many things, but this is on a whole different level. I mean, you deserve everything you got, and she deserves everything you got. I mean, there were so many times you guys could have stopped, but you kept on drinking when she, put her clothes in dryer and just nothing but a towel on. I mean, everything is just wrong here, man. You definitely deserve everything you're getting. And not only that, you're trying to get sympathy saying, hey, we all made mistakes. Don't I deserve a pass? You ruined your marriage. You ruined their marriage. You ruined your career. Now you have 2 kids with broken families. I mean, you knew you did something wrong. She knew she did something wrong. And you try and get sympathy saying, oh, it was the alcohol. Don't you all regret it? Is a whole difference. It's no excuse. No excuse at all. When I was 6 years old, my buddy and I decided to put a boulder on a seesaw and see if we can make it a catapult. We were 6 years old, damn it. I was a weak kid and couldn't get proper grip on it. I accidentally dropped it and my friend's hands got caught underneath the boulder on cement ground. He started screaming and I got scared and I just ran away. He stayed like that for a few hours. Yeah, that's pretty bad now that you think about when you're older of how terrible that idea was and how your friend was really injured and you did nothing about it. But I can see this happening because when you're a lot younger, you don't really think about consequences or dangerous outcomes. And when something bad happens, you get freaked out and you kind of run away. That happened to me and my brother. I remember they were doing construction and then there was this cliff. And then I told my brother, hey, drive your bike off this cliff because I think it'd be really cool if you get some nice, sweet air. And he did it, but the bike just fell forward and he fell straight to the ground. The bike almost landing on him and he got pretty injured. And we were both freaking out. We didn't want to get in trouble. Instead of seeking medical attention, we just went home and just bandaged him up real quick and pretend nothing happened when my parents asked us what happened. Kind of like how my other friend and his brother stood on the roof of their house and he's like, take this trash bag and jump off. It'll be like a parachute. So I can definitely see that happen. So I won't go too hard on that one, even though it's pretty rough. But tell me, do you guys enjoy this type of content? How can I make it better as an audience? And have you guys done anything stupid that you really regret about? All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.